8 AM. As you can see, it's still quite dark. But today is the long ride home. I've kept my dark visor on because it's got the pin lock here, the other one hasn't. I need to get one, so I'm going to put on my night glasses for a bit. Can't believe how much different these make. Brilliant. Handbrake is amazing. Can't go anywhere, can it? Oh dear, I'm out of breath, man. Right, let's get this up and running. Thank you, Sneaky Pete. Thank you, Graham. All the best, Mr. Sneaky Pete. Thank you for letting me stay in your house again. What, another stunning morning. No clouds in the sky. I don't know if it's because we're right next to the coast that it's generally like this. There she goes. Let's select ways. Country hits. Ways. Thank you. 3 hours 45 minutes is the first stop, because we're heading to Glasgow to have dinner with Graham, but mainly because I'm going to take the bike to Honda to have its first service, because obviously it's brand spanking new and it's over its first service now. So instead of riding all the way home and risking it, I'm going to take it. We're just under 1,000 miles at the moment, and its first service is 600 miles, so with 400 miles, so another 200 on top of that, she's going to be 600 mile overdue. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to take straight there to have a service, have some dinner, then when it's serviced, I'm going to carry on home. And we'll see how far we get. Might do it all in one lump, or we might stay somewhere. We shall see. We'll play it by ear. We'll go where the wind takes us. Wait for this car and we'll get on the road. Oh, well, thank you, Dornoch. This has been one hell of a trip up here. It's been absolutely fantastic. Alright, let's go. The only problem, well, not the only, I guess weather's an issue as well. I want to say the only problem with coming up to Scotland at this time of year, coming up to the Highlands at this time of year, is the fact that nothing's open, because there's no people up here. All the little cafes and stuff are shut, so bear that in mind. Obviously little towns like this and villages like this are open, but when you go into the Highlands and into the sticks, your little restaurants and bars and cafes are not open because there's no tourists. Beautiful, beautiful Scotland. If you've never been up, just do yourself a favour and book a long weekend and come up. So I came up on Tuesday morning. It's now Friday. Do you know as well, this is another thing about bikes. You know, there's a special bond you have with the bike, especially when you're out on tour. So you can have a grueler, like my first day. You can have a grueler in the saddle, and then you wake up in the morning, brush your teeth, and just can't wait to get back on the bike and see what today brings. Even though today is essentially a very boring journey all the way home, back down through the motorway, I'm still excited about being on it. It's a therapy you'll not know exists if you don't ride. No point in me telling you that, because I don't think there's anybody on this channel that are here and don't ride. or don't yet ride. Well, thank you very much for watching this little series, the Africa Twin in the Highlands, the Highlander. Let's take a lift to Inverness. No idea what that accent was. Yeah, I do. It's Southern America, like it always is. What a lovely morning. It is 12 degrees. The sun's coming up. I think it's going to be a stunning day up here today. Shame we're bloody leaving. 3 hours and 41 minutes to go. So to recap, I think it's safe to say that I love this bike. This definitely has my full 100% recommendation to anybody that's been pondering over it and thinking of swapping. I absolutely love it. Totally comfy. This seat's amazing, just no discomfort whatsoever. I think it's safe to say I've put the hours in, so I've got some authority to say that, I'm sure. It goes very well, as you've seen, and I think it looks stunning, absolutely stunning. So muscly and aggressive looking. You know, the stand, not the stance, the image that they give the bike now is to look like a character. So it looks like it's angry at the front. You know, the eyes are like eyebrows coming down like this. Looks like it's frowning. That suits me because that's all I do all the time. I'm constantly getting told off for frowning. Oh, look at that. That sunrise is beautiful. We're going to get a really good shot of that as well. Oh, feel alive. You know what, we're going past here, don't you, folks? We're heading towards Tain. What's famous about Tain? The 16 Men of Tain. Glenmorangie. If I don't zip past it, I'll have a quick ride into the distillery for you. See that tower up ahead? That's where your Glenmorangie comes from, folks. There it is. Little tiny factory. Oh, look at that smoke coming up. Oh. Glenmorangie Distillery. We'll have a quick ride in. Here it is. This is where it all comes from. This is a very special place. Very special place indeed. That's it, that's where all your barrels are kept. Made in there, then moved into there for 10 years, and then bottled for your consumption. There you go, for my American friends and for my overseas viewers. As much as I'd like to go in and do the tour again, there's no point actually because I can't film it. Can't take any photos in there. And you know, in that main room, the big tall long room, see how orange it is? That's obviously all the big vats and the famous Glenmorangie colour. And it looks so nice in there, and for photos, you know, because of the colour, it would look incredible. But sadly, you're not allowed to take photos in there. But yeah, folks, that's where she comes from. Glenmorangie. I'm here to clear up any pronunciation issues for you. It's not Glenmorangie that I always thought it was. It's Glenmorangie. Moran as in sporran. Let's be on our way. If I inhale enough, I'll be able to have a little taste. Right, let's go. Well, I think I did get a whiff then. Yes, that's 2 big recommendations from me on this trip. The 2020 Africa Twin Adventure Sports DCT definitely has my vote. And Scotland, the Highlands in particular, at this time of year. Let's see how long it is before we see another bike. Further south we go, we're going to start seeing them surely. Not one motorbike since we've been up here. I love it when people look at you like you're crackers. You know you're doing something good. Out of the ordinary. Always ride the road less travelled and never take a path of least resistance. Well, I'm pretty sure to say I've tested every aspect of this. Motorway, totally comfy, totally easy with your cruise control. Especially now having your sat nav in front of you on a big, bright, beautiful screen. Still to sort out those few issues with the headset disconnecting and stuff. Don't know if that's my headset or what, I don't know, but we'll have to get back to that. And again, these things are all updatable by software updates, firmware updates. So it's nothing really to worry about. Like that, it does lag a bit when you first turn it on. It lags before it kicks in. And when you're changing rider mode, sometimes it lags a tiny bit. Again, this can all be changed with firmware updates. It definitely has my vote. If you're on the fence about it, folks, or you have any questions, flirt them over to me. I think I've spent enough time on it to have a little bit of authority in what I'm saying. And the off-roading's cool as well. Switch it into off-road mode or gravel mode. The suspension drops loads. It goes dead spongy. Changes the rider mode, so your engine, your power up or down, your engine braking up or down, your traction up or down. Traction set for off-road. The engine braking thing's brilliant. You can adjust that to your own style of riding, really. If you like to run your brakes a lot, then you wouldn't need it up high. You could turn it right down. But I like it high, so I don't really need my brakes. Here she comes, look. It's going to be lovely this morning when that comes up. Bloody hell, folks, it's cold. It's bloody freezing. We've got another 112 miles to go to Glasgow. 2 hours. And we're riding right through the top of the mountains, and it is freaking freezing. I'm having to tense every little bit of my body. Hands are freezing, toes are freezing, body's nice and warm. Yeah, I've got 2 pairs of socks on, and I've got on my top, I've got a base layer, a Wild Bad long sleeve t-shirt, another base layer, and my hot jacket. But I'm definitely going to look into some heater gloves. Jesus, my thumbs are killing. Ooh. The middle of my hands are red hot because of the heated grips. In fact, these heated grips have been on solid ever since I've been up here. But it doesn't help your bloody thumbs, does it? No. Look at this. A little bit dramatic. 2 degrees it is. Whoa. And a wind chill of God knows what, so it feels in the minus. My thumbs feel like they're coming off. Keep trying to sit on them to warm them up. Oh. Pretty cool though, eh? 1,500 feet. That means if we're at the summit, that means we're on our way back down. Oh, where it's hopefully a bit bloody warmer. Oh. Another thing I do when I'm on the motorway, when you've got a slog to do, is open your rear foot pegs and flip between putting your feet either on the back pegs or on the front pegs. Just gives you just another position. If your legs are just stuck in one position, they go dead. I find it really comfy to rest my feet on the back pegs. I've also figured out that with the cruise control, instead of to disengage it when it's in, you can either press your brake. Some people behind me are going to be thinking, why do you keep braking? So you don't need to actually do that. You can just roll forward on your throttle, not pull it back. Your throttle's obviously already off, but if you roll against it, it'll knock it, it'll disengage it. That way you're not activating your brake light. People behind you. Jesus, it's properly cold up here. I'm ready to get warm now. Ooh, they get over. Ooh, they get over. Ooh, they get over. Ooh, they get over. Straight roads are so boring. Ooh. Right, folks, we are here at Honda somewhere. Where are we? It's been bloody freezing coming down there. Honda, there we go. Victor Divine, Glasgow. Alright then, folks, we are here. Let's get this bloody thing serviced. Right then, still waiting for this Africa Twin to be serviced. I think it's about done actually. I've just seen him zip by on it. But yeah, I'm in Glasgow at Victor Divine's Honda. Yeah, I've still got a shift ahead. About 5 hours to go. So just got to wait for him to finish the bike before I can get a move on. A lot of nice things to look at in here though, isn't they? Well, that's it, folks. We're reunited. She's been fully serviced. First important service all done, and they've washed her. Seriously, what a mega bike. They were just saying this is the first new Africa Twin that's been serviced in Scotland. Pretty cool. Right, we've got a long way to go, folks, so let's buckle up and we'll get on the road. Clear visors on, because I know it's going to be dark soon. It's now nearly 3 o'clock, so I've been here for a good couple of hours. Took about 2 hours for him to do bike. The first new Africa Twin to be serviced in the whole of Scotland. Oh, what a lovely bunch of lads in there. Victor Divines in Glasgow. It's been an absolute pleasure to meet you, gents. Right then, so ahead of us we've got 4.5 hours, 270 miles to go, and it's nearly 3 o'clock, so we're going to go and fuel up and then just get rolling. Full service done. Brilliant, let's go out of here. Where we came in, so maybe this is the way we go out. So I'm not doing anything. Come on, wake up. There we go. Actually, that's done me good, that has. I was a bit worried the time out were going to cost me dearly, but me and Graham have been for dinner. Thank you very much for dinner, Graham. Lovely Italian, actually. It was stunning. So yeah, all fresh now. Fresh and raring to go, to be honest. I don't feel the journey ahead is daunting. I feel good about it. They've washed all my hard work off the bike. Heated jackets charged again. Yeah, really lovely lads in there. Victor Divines, Glasgow. Clydebank Street, is it? Cracking shop as well. Cracking dealers. Massive. Graham said, oh yeah, I know that dealers, I'll meet you there. He says, I've bought three bikes from them. I've done about 20 miles on each of them. There's a top lad, Graham is. I love the man dearly. Yeah, I feel fresh now, fresh and raring to go. Abe was just saying, if you ever get chance to play on an XADV scooter adventure bike, you must do it, because I'm not going to tell you too much, but if you ever get a chance to play on one, do it. Always feels special. I know this is a brand new bike, but it always feels special when you've had a bike serviced, doesn't it? I feel like it's all fresh again. Well, I'm quite surprised. I'm crap at remembering stuff normally, folks, and I've remembered to put my earplugs in. I've remembered to swap my visor. I've remembered to recharge my headset, and swap my heated vest battery. Can't believe it. So normally I get togged up and go, oh shit, I forgot to do this. Well, I've absolutely loved this time up in Scotland. It's been fantastic. I just realised it's Friday night. Oh no, I might get stuck on motorway. Oh god. Probably could have done with staying till about 7 o'clock and then set off home. I can't filter because I've got big fat panniers on. Oh no. Hey, we're just saying as well, I think he's the manager in there. I got that impression. You know, those that are still unfamiliar or have not ridden DCT, everyone's a bit like, no, that's not for me. Automatic, no, rubbish, I'm a proper rider. I tell you, you spend some time with DCT and you'll not go back. If I was to buy one of these, it would 100% be the DCT version. 100%. It's the best of both worlds. It's fantastic. It's not boring in any way at all. You can control how it changes. If the DCT was only the drive, then I wouldn't want it, because that is really, it changes really conservatively, just for economy. But you whack that in sport mode and whack the settings up to number 3. See it on the dash there, look, sport. If I press the DS DCT button there, look. If I press DS, that's drive or sports. If I press it, that changes to drive. There you go. And that's now, that'll just change dead easy, really conservatively. But then press it again, it goes back into sport mode, and it just drop gear again then straight away. And again, like I said, you've got your flappy paddles this side. Can't really see them while we're riding, but they're perfectly accessible with your fingers and with your forefinger and your thumb. If you wanted to ride it manually, and if you wanted to do that, you just press the auto/manual button. Then it comes up now telling us that we're in 6th. And then now it's completely controlled by the flappy paddles, so it will not change gear now, which now means it's like a Tiptronic manual. It won't change gear unless you do it. Drop a couple of cogs. 4. I just find that the Sport Auto on 3 is even better than the manual. And as I said before, you can interject with your own gear changes if you want, and it remains in Sport Auto. So I don't see how it's a no-brainer for me. No clutch to worry about, no gears with your left foot to worry about. I definitely recommend you all go and try the DCT and spend some time with it. You'd never be able to make your mind up if you went out for half an hour. You probably wouldn't like it, because you've got to get used to something. Acceleration's fantastic, way faster than a manual. You haven't got clutch control to get out. You just nail it and you're gone. In fact, it'd be interesting to put 2 next to each other, 2 of the identical bikes, 1 manual, 1 DCT, and have a couple of drags, and just to see. I guarantee the DCT would be quicker off the mark. It's got the auto blipper, so it's not as if it's missing that. It's not as if, when you change gear, you pull your clutch in and blip it. It does that for you. very well as well. And the gear changes are seamless as well. M74 south. And our journey, see, look at this Waze, look, tells you there's a pothole there. Pretty cool. Just be nice if Waze did a multi-point route instead of just a to B with a stop in the middle. I'm inundated with people asking me about Wildbad Weekender WW20. The date that I can now confirm is the weekend of July the 31st. So Friday the 31st, Saturday the 1st, Sunday the 2nd. Back at the same place we had it before, Mapley Farm. The tickets will be on sale shortly. Just sorting out a final few bits in terms of caterers and stuff. And we've got something very, very, very special this time. One person inside that tent, inside that marquee this year, no one else, it's not an outside thing. One person inside the tent is going to win something very, very special. That's all I'll say about it for now. I'll be drip feeding more clues about that, but trust me, it's a biggie. It's all in association with Ricky's Last Ride that I know you're all familiar with. But yeah, there's going to be someone at the weekend of this year is going to be very, very, very happy. And what you're going to win is a total one-off. Trust me, be excited about it. But as always, you have to be in it to win it. I'm very chuffed that I found that with the cruise control up. Dead easy to set. You switch the button on, and then that's to activate it. And your little lever at the side there, that sets your speed. Or you know, if you have to disengage it for whatever reason, you just press the button and it will resume, so it'll pick you back up to wherever you left off. I'm glad I found that with the throttle, so instead of jumping on your brake to disengage it, which is then alerting people behind you, you just roll your throttle forward a tiny little bit, not even a millimetre, and it disengages it. I'm quite happy I found that. What a very special couple of days. It's done me the world of good to get up here on my own. I feel all refreshed, and my therapy session was very productive. I'm totally comfy at the moment and totally ready for the slog ahead. So I might sign off just in case we run out later on. Really hope you've enjoyed this series. I've loved making it. It's been one hell of a great trip. I want to say a massive thank you to Honda UK for the loan of this bike. Massive thank you to Graham for letting me have the house up in Dornoch and for taking me for dinner. Thank you for all your comments on social media about this trip. Car stopped in 1/3 of a mile. Check it out, folks. There you go. That's it, folks, we've done it. It's 8:30 in the evening and I'm just getting off the motorway. Glad to be home. I've had a good few breaks though, and it's been alright, you know, it's been alright. I'm ready to get in Bath though now. So set off at 8 this morning, and it's 8:30, so 12.5 hours thus far. I know I had the little break in between for him to do the service. 12.5 hours. No discomfort on my arse at all. So if that's not a good advert for the seat and the comfort of this bike, then I don't know what is. Brilliant. I called it Costa for a break and a coffee, a little macchiato, double macchiato, and I made the mistake of sitting on some really comfy leather seats, and I was very, very nearly dropping off. These cornering lights, mega. Oh, this bike goes so well. Underpowered, give over. I'm going to have to order a pin lock for this clear visor because it's steaming up terrible. Every time I breathe out, every time I exhale, it's steaming up. Shows you how important pin locks are. So I'm glad it's not rained. That's another thing. So it's January. I've been to Scotland for what? Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I've had no rain. No rain. Unbelievable. I've had I say none. I've had probably 10 minutes of drizzle. What a superb bike. This bike, I've figured out, genuinely, to me, obviously it's all down to personal preference, but this bike is a 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10. And I mean that in every respect. It's comfy, it's fast, it looks beautiful. It's got a fantastic soundtrack. It's got fantastic technology. 9 out of 10. You might ask, where is that one missing? I'll tell you where it's missing, and I wouldn't have found this out had I not ridden it at night, going up to Scotland and coming down from Scotland. And that one point that's been knocked off is its lack of illuminated switchgear. That's it. That is it. If it had illuminated switchgear, I would honestly, genuinely give this bike a 10 out of 10. I love it. I absolutely love it. Look at these cornering lights. Watch. Watch, watch, watch. Watch on your left hand side. The further over you go, the more they light up. Absolutely mega. Might be able to test it more on this road because it's very dark. Why doesn't it have illuminated switchgear? There's a lot of buttons to press, and in the night time you can't see which one you're pressing. You've got to try and remember which one's which. And a couple of times coming down the motorway, I've gone to indicate to change lane, and I've clicked the DCT gear up button, which then knocks your cruise control off. So that's annoying. But if it had illuminated switchgear, just a quick glance and you can see easy. It's not a deal breaker at all, but it's just disappointing. Cornering lights, watch, watch, watch. Brilliant. Anyway folks, it's bedtime nearly. Let's get this girl in the garage. Anyway folks, I'm out of here. Adios my friends, adios from me and this fantastic 9 out of 10 2020 Africa Twin. Over and out. See ya.